Oh, yeah. It's just the boys here tonight. What's up, everybody? It's the Get Back. Testosterone edition.
Yes, for now.
For now. For the first
now.
hour, it's just straight testosterone. I tell you what, brother. I tell you what. Daniel, how we doing?
Doing good. Had a bit of a. How do I want to describe yesterday? Because yesterday was a weird day, right? Right. Yesterday was a weird day.
It was an adventure.
It was an adventure. We went on a side quest. We had a beautiful sunny morning and afternoon, and then at night, I lost all sense of direction. And when you're on a swaying boat and you forget that you have motion sickness, and you forget that you have vertigo, and you forget all this great stuff that's going on in your body that you didn't think was going to affect you, but it did. You just kind of sit there and you take it. You got to accept what's going to happen is going to happen. So yeah, feeling a lot better today than I did the past couple hours. Yeah. Don't get on a swaying boat if you have vertigo. That's all I will say. You may or may not throw up in the middle of the night because of it. I'm just saying, it's a possibility.
Oh no.
The food was good though. The food I did enjoy. That was the one positive.
The ramen was mag.
The ramen was good. The ramen was bang.
No, it was delish. And we all got something different of ramen, which was cute.
Right. That was fire. Well, yeah, I look. As long as I looked straight, I was good. The minute I went like that, I was going that way.
That didn't take his tunnel vision. Just put his hoodie on. Just went. What's at the side of me? I don't know.
I legit told our friend, I was like, look, I'm gonna be looking straight the whole time. If I'm locked in on the game, it's because I kind of am, but I'm not ignoring you. I cannot look to my left or my right now.
Fair enough. Yeah. In order to look to the left, you have to physically move your body.
No, I can't even do that.
Oh, that fucking blows.
I can't even do that. Like I cannot look. Like my sense of direction is whatever. I'm a shark. Okay, I'm a shark. I'm just going straight. I can't go backwards. I can't pivot on a turn. I'm just moving forward. I'm moving forward. All right. That I'm like a glacier. Like whatever's in my way, I'm just
stop on a dime in the middle of the street. Take you out real quick.
Done. Would have had to drag me back to Brooklyn. There was no way. Oh yeah, no.
It's a good time. It was a good time.
Yesterday was a good time.
Let me turn on my
yesterday
AC
was a
real quick, but you can start the first topic. I'll
start off
right back.
All right. So this is the Get Back, Daniel and Lewis edition for now. We don't have much to go on. We really have one major topic to get through in the second hour of the show, and so this is going to be the small stuff edition of the Get Back for the first hour, as we are calling it. But yeah, let's start with some quick NFL nuggets and news. Patrick Mahomes recently signed a brand new contract with the Chiefs that now puts him at over $500 million. An extra 2 years on his current deal, and now he's signed through 2033. So big money extension for him. And look, the Chiefs, they're banking, in my opinion, as long as they have Patrick Mahomes, their window is always open regardless of who's on the team. He's just that good. I mean, it's a no-brainer that you keep him there. He should be a lifelong Chief. I mean, like, it's a simple move. You give Patrick Mahomes more money. Everyone's going to do that, so
my lobster's too buttery. My steak has so much garlic. It's nice. The perfect temperature. My feet just got rubbed. I'm going to get a massage later. Like, I have people waiting on me with grapes and fruit and various assorted liquid hydration, and it's just great. Life's good when you're Patrick. Like this is a life's great for me. Post from the NFL. Hey, did you know I'm fucking rich?
Listen, everything's good over here. I'm good, guys. Don't worry about me. Everybody else do what you got to do. I'm good.
Hey, I'm gonna be great for the next couple years. I'm good.
I'm good.
Shout out to Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he deserves it. He's fucking amazing. So,
Yeah.
he's great.
Hey, we'll see what the Chiefs do this year. We'll get to their division later on down the line, but it should be an interesting year for them and who's actually going to be on the team. Moving on as well. Moving on as well. Uh, some recent Jet news: they signed their guard Joe Tittman to a 4-year, $66 million extension with $35 million guaranteed. So I'll talk this real quick because I really do like this move. Joe Tittman was a second-round pick a couple years ago. Drafted as a center, pushed him to guard, had a really okay year last year. I wouldn't say it was great. But what I like about this is that the Jets are trying to keep their team together, right? They're picking out key guys who they want on their team for the future, and they're not wasting any time signing them. Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, Joe Tittman. Um, drafting quarterback's going to be a priority, but you got a lot of key guys. David Bailey is going to be paid. I'm pretty sure, you have Pond's second round pick who's going to be a core of this team. They are establishing not a core. I wouldn't call it a core, but they're establishing a locker room of people they want in there, right? They got out who they wanted to get out, who they don't want, right? And they're starting to build this roster out to what they want it to be. And this is something that the Jets really haven't done in a while. Darren Muji is a very inexperienced GM. I would say it's only his second year. This was his first draft that he's really gotten. So we'll see how it really pays out. But I like the moves he's made. He got a haul for Sauce Gardner. He got a haul for Quinn Williams. He got a really, really good production at Mitchell and Joe Mechie, who he traded for. He had a really good draft. He's made some really smart signings. He hasn't really overpaid or underpaid for guys. He did what he could in free agency with a very small free agency class. I don't mind the moves and players that he signed. Geno Smith's the quarterback. Not entirely his fault. Could it be better? Absolutely. But what was out there? Okay, Geno Smith's the guy. Sure. Obviously, he's not going to be the quarterback of the future. Obviously, there's something coming later on down the line in terms of the draft. That's obviously going to be the path that they're going to go on. But I think it's an overall good move for the organization and the franchise, right? He's a good player. He deserves it. You keep him around for much longer. You keep a steady O-line going. You don't have to worry about him getting a bigger deal or a smaller deal. You think it's the perfect time to sign him. And it's another smart, savvy move by Darren Muji, who promised that he was going to re-sign players, and he did. Not a lot of GMs can promise that and deliver that. So that's a credit. I give him credit for that in my book. So overall, I don't mind the move.
You keep a good O lineman in the room. You don't let them leave. Okay, especially guys who are still like trying to get to that super high upper echelon of guards and tackles and stuff. So, yeah, good. You keep guys who are good. It's pretty simple. Shout out to the Jets.
Shout out to the Jets. And then the last thing of the more part of this section of the Get Back, because the NFL really had fucking shit all to give out this week. Let's talk about Brandon Sorsby for a minute, because I think this is a really, really interesting situation going on right now. So basically, Brandon Sorsby comes out and he's like, it seems like he could have been draft eligible. He didn't, go to the draft, and he wanted to go for another year eligibility. This has been a problem with a lot of NFL college quarterbacks. Trent Etchems obviously had his eligibility renewed, which was controversial. It's going to be his 6th year as a college quarterback, which is, the COVID year definitely throws a wrinkle into everything, but this is now a different situation. And now Brandon Sorsby's kind of in the conversation as well, as he's getting, I think, the 5th year of eligibility instead of declaring for the draft, which he should have. And obviously, probably to boost their draft stock, and next year is going to be a much heavier quarterback class. And obviously, you can make more money in college football now through getting your own ads and paying the players and revenue money and transfer portal money and whatever. So Texas Tech is actually being taken to court by the NCAA, which I find absolutely crazy, in regards to his eligibility and getting him out of eligibility and allowing him to go into the NFL. So basically, the NCAA is forcing him out of college, and they're putting him in the supplemental draft, which basically means that teams can bid among each other with draft picks into, drafting a guy and getting a guy. So
Question:
that's the math.
Why did he lose his eligibility?
Well, Brendan
FanDuel,
Sorsby's also yeah,
DraftKings,
he's an
Prize
alleged
Picks.
gambler.
Not alleged.
Alleged.
Not alleged. He admitted to it. He's like he went to
did.
rehab for it. Yeah.
So
He's a gambler, right? So that's
that's the main issue here. So why he would be let back into college, it would be absolutely insane.
Right, because they told him, all right, no more eligibility, and then a court in Texas was like, no, he's fine, and then they were like, no, he's not.
No,
I'm
not.
like, and now he's entered supplemental draft. So I'm like, okay. I mean, because let me just face it, Brandon Sorsby had a great year last year. He had like 20-some touchdowns to like 5 interceptions. He was good, right? And he was probably going to project as one of the top 3 quarterbacks in this class, right? Probably right below Arch Manning and Dante Moore, right? So he was going to project as this great quarterback. But then the parlays, man. Too many over under bets. You know what I'm saying? Fucking nipped him right in the bud. Got him. You know what I mean? So
Listen.
It's interesting.
Listen, the NFL has a clear stance. As long as you don't gamble and you don't get caught on video beating your wife or girlfriend, you're fine. You're fine. That's the standard the NFL says.
And he has one of
don't
those
gamble,
equations.
don't get caught. So it's, I mean, look, I don't know what team. It's a tough situation, right? Because he's a good player. He's a really good quarterback prospect. So it's like he says he went to rehab. He says that he's fixed himself and gotten better, and I believe in second chances. I believe and reserve second opportunity. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens because I think it to a degree. It makes sense for him to go back to college, maybe recoup a year, and just it makes he goes into the 2027 draft, gets drafted, whatever, right? In that same vein, is it fair and legal to do that? No. You played 4 years, you got caught, you got to be an NFL quarterback now. You don't get a 5th year because you messed up. I mean, you don't get in not my situation. If I were NCAA commissioner and I was the NFL commissioner, I would say, you know what, go back to college, but you get no money. You could play, you develop, you can do whatever you got to do, but you get no money. You get no ad money, you get no scholarship money, you get nothing. You need to maintain all your grades. You need to maintain, be the student athlete you're supposed to be, and graduate on full scholarship, on your own merit. That's what I would do. Is that going to happen? No. But to make it fair, that's what I would say would have to be the standard. Look, if I'm an NFL team that needs a quarterback, which there are a lot of, how high am I really willing to go? Am I giving up a 2nd-round pick? I'm not giving up a first. That'd be asinine, but am I giving up 2 2nd-round picks for this guy?
To be honest, yeah. If, let's say, barring any major setbacks, barring any big injuries or any big dips in his talent, probably he's a top 10 quarterback, top 10 pick in the draft. So if you get him for 2nd-round value, 3rd-round value, once you get hit 3rd round, I think a lot of teams would be like, yes, right? Because a 3rd-round pick is cool, but if you have a chance to get a guy who can, in the next 2-3 years, doesn't need to start right away, can project as a guy who can be potential face of your franchise for a 3rd-round pick, I think you'll take the risk. And if you're a team that has multiple 3rd-round picks, throw one at them, see what happens. Now, to be fair, I have no idea how the supplemental draft works.
Me neither.
I have no fucking clue how this shit works. So I'm just talking out my ass. Supplemental draft NFL. How does it work? What is the NFL supplemental draft? The NFL supplemental draft is an alternate summer draft for college players who missed the standards draft filing deadline. Oh. So basically, they missed the deadline, but most of the players available have lost their collegiate eligibility, often because of academic or disciplinary reasons. The order of the supplemental draft is divided into 3 groups. Teams with 6 or fewer wins the previous season. The non-playoff teams, 14 playoff teams. Okay. I mean, you had some decent play. You had Josh Gordon in 2012, second round to Cleveland. And then, he had a couple decent years before he fell off a cliff to weed. Rob Moore of the Jets in the first round, 1990. He was all right. Chris Carter, 4th round to the Philadelphia Eagles in 87. There's
Look, the supplemental draft has never been a place to find talent, or there is proven talent in it.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the biggest name before supplemental draft to come out. It's going to be the best player. That's still determined to be seen, but I don't know. I think if you're a team in need of a quarterback, the Jets, what's the risk?
What are you losing?
What's the risk?
What are you losing
risk?
here?
All right, like if you're the Cardinals, if you're the Saints, if you're any team that needs a quarterback, you're the Dolphins. Okay, cool. We may get a top 10 pick next year. Cool. You keep him in the room at least. and God forbid, you lose your top 10 pick, which, could happen, and you don't get the quarterback that you want. 2nd round pick, 3rd round pick, 4th round pick. What's the loss? You take a flyer. Listen. If the Jets can give Justin Fields an opportunity, they could give Brandon Staley an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Tua is able to get a second opportunity with the Falcons, anyone can get an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, there are worse proven quarterbacks in this league than a chance on Brandon Staley being great. If you're a team. I mean, if you're the Falcons, if your quarterback room was Michael Penix, Tua Tagovailoa, and Brandon Sorsby, kind of a funny room. Kind of a funny room. I'm not even going to lie.
Let's look at some of these teams who could use a quarterback. All right. Jets, obviously. Miami, maybe?
Yes.
They did sign Malik Willis, but how long-term is that?
They need a future. When I talk about teams that need a quarterback, I'm talking about teams that need a future quarterback. Somebody who could be their quarterback for the next 5 to 10 years. I'm not saying Brandon Sorsby is that, but I'm saying he could become that. So teams that would need that.
Miami, New York, not
Atlanta.
Dallas, not the Giants, not Philly, not Washington, not the Ravens, not the Bengals, Browns.
Yes.
Pittsburgh?
Who knows what Pittsburgh?
Why not,
again,
though? Why fucking
not?
Like, you got Rodgers on a 1-year deal. You really don't know what the fuck your future's like. You got one more year.
We don't know
this
what their
old
plan
fuck.
is.
You don't.
So it's like, is it gonna be Drew Allard after Aaron Rodgers? Brandon Sorsby's a better quarterback than Drew Allard.
Yes, he is. He really is. You got Minnesota. Listen, if Kyler Murray really don't work out.
Yeah, but then
It's tricky, right? It's tricky.
That's the team that's a team that has a price. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's a team that has like all right, we're not going to be on a 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
We're not doing a 3rd round pick.
Indianapolis Colts. Daniel Jones coming off an Achilles. Anthony Richardson, who's shit. Riley Leonard. No, you're taking Hey, listen, a 2nd round pick.
Listen,
you throw it his way. Why not?
Listen, when your emergency quarterback last year was Philip Rivers, there's got to be better options out there.
Brontosaurus
You know what I'm saying?
He just is. Listen, if CJ Stroud keeps playing like shit, all right, the Texans might need somebody.
Listen,
Listen.
if he's able to bring some pressure into the room, CJ Stroud needs a big time year, like big time year. Like we'll get to that team when we get to them, but damn, does that team need CJ Stroud to be great again?
Atlanta Falcons, yes. You know what team could be a shout? Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield's on a couple. I think he's on the last year of his deal. Is it time for a change of scenery, Baker? Is it that time? Could it be? Maybe. Obviously nobody in the AFC West. Arizona, yes,
NFC.
obviously. Not San Francisco, not Seattle. So it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 7 to 9 teams that could use Brandon Sorsby services.
God, it's you know what's funny? I was talking this with Jess the other day when we were on the train, and she was like, it's bad how many not good quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I was like, no, that's not true. We just haven't had a good draft. We haven't had, the last great year was a Joe Burrow year. It's hard to find a quarterback. But there's like, not a lot of teams need a quarterback. A third of the league needs a quarterback?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't put in the Las Vegas Raiders because they obviously got Fernando Mendoza. I didn't put in the Titans either. They got Cam Ward. I didn't put in the Saints either. I didn't put in the Panthers, right? Because fucking Bryce Young kind of balled a little bit. I guess so. I didn't even put in the Giants. I mean, Jackson Ladar had a good year when he started last year. But he's relatively unproven. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of relatively unproven commodities in the NFL.
Right.
And why is it damn near half of the league?
That's bad, dude. That's bad. That's bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. Over half the league needs at least needs a franchise quarterback. Proven.
Yeah.
Are we cooked? Is the league cooked?
No, the league's fine. It'll be all right. Some teams need to not make the playoffs. We need somebody to be a bottom feeder. Somebody needs to be picking in the top 10. If everybody's good, like, this ain't fucking communism, little bro. It's capitalism. It's capitalism
at its finest.
This is a capitalistic league.
Yeah. I mean, like, the Brandon Williams situation is a situation. I think a lot of teams would benefit from it. I think I think just to end it on this, I wouldn't be mad whatever the decision is, whether he goes back to college, whether he goes to the NFL. I think both make sense. If he does go back to college, I would like to see a punishment penalty to that. If he goes to the NFL, he's already taken a pay cut being a supplemental draft pick anyway, so that's fine. But I think either way, you're gonna get something, not an experiment, but a project. It's a project, but I think you're getting talent, right? You're getting some talent, excitement, something different in the room. So I wouldn't be opposed to any outcome that comes out. But if an NFL team doesn't want to get him, I'd be surprised.
Like, and you got to think about it. Think about it this way. You ready? You spend money to make money. Okay?
True.
Give up a first-round pick. You're spending money to see growth in that investment. It's kind of like what the MLB does with their draft picks. You draft a guy. You're like, all right.
Right.
He ain't gonna start right away. It'll take him at least 3-4 years. But you invest. You put into that. You get him the right trainers, the right coaches. You have a belief system that one day he will be a really good MLB player. One day. And that could be Brandon Sorsby. Who knows? But you'll never know if you don't take the risk.
True.
So if I'm Pittsburgh, I do it immediately. If I'm Miami, do it immediately. If I'm Atlanta, do it immediately. What other teams we got? If I'm the Jets,
Cardinals.
slap down the fucking first round pick. You fucking send it straight into the office. Don't give a fuck. You do it immediately. You have Geno Smith as your quarterback. Respectfully. He ain't there for the long run. We're talking about Cade Klubnik
Klubnik.
in fucking practice and 7-on-7 drills going perfect passing. Why don't you bring another guy in the room who could fucking potentially do that? Preseason at least. He could start. You got 3 games. Play Geno for like the fucking first drive of the first game. And then just start Cade Klubnik and Brandon Sorsby. See what they got. See how they command the offense. See what they do. Giants did that with Jackson Dart.
What is the Jets quarterback room officially? Geno Smith, Cade Klubnik. Is Brady Cook still on the roster?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it can't get much worse. You got to understand, when we're looking at the quarterback room, it cannot get much worse than Brandon Sorsby.
We have Bailey Zappi as our 4. That's our emergency.
Brandon
Bailey
Sorsby could be your
Zappi.
third string.
Oh my
He could
God.
fight for your second string right now.
How does Cade Klubnik have a Q already? What did he do? We didn't start yet.
Get Brandon Sorsby, okay? All your life,
I
it's
can't.
gonna be okay. You're gonna get Sorsby in the first. You're gonna pay a first round pick, and it's gonna be fine. You're gonna pick him
Bailey
first round
Zappi's-
pick in the supplemental draft, and it's gonna be great.
Billy Zappi. When was the last game that Billy Zappi played in the NFL? Please, I gotta know. Please, I gotta know. I gotta know.
Maybe if you're like a team who has an injury riddled quarterback, maybe Green Bay Packers scoop him up, right? Maybe Jacksonville scoops him up. Maybe Houston scoops him up. But you also have the greatest backup of all time, Davis Mills. So maybe you don't.
Of course.
Well, what if I'm the Chiefs? Why not? He could learn under Patrick Mahomes. And if Patrick Mahomes gets hurt again, then you at least have somebody who's somewhat competent at the quarterback position. Right?
True.
What about Chargers? What about San Francisco? Brock Purdy's been injured a lot.
But God forbid Brock Purdy. God forbid Brock Purdy.
Nobody's doing.
God
Stop,
forbid
stop,
Brock
stop.
Purdy.
No
God
one's doing
forbid.
this. No one's doing
God
this.
forbid my baby Brock Purdy. God forbid. He's a top 5 quarterback. I swear. He's a top 5 quarterback. I swear to God.
He's
He's
not.
that good.
He's
I-
not.
I-
He's
I-
not
he's
top
that
5.
good.
Tell you that. However, like their players get injured left and right because of the fucking electromagnetic currency or whatever the fuck they got
Don't.
going on over here.
Stop.
That shit is real, and I'm riding with it. So they potentially have a reason to invest highly in a really good college prospect. Why not?
God.
If I'm Los
God.
Angeles, Sean McVay's like, you know what? Fuck Ty Simpson. Bring Brandon Sorsby
He
in the
would.
room.
He would. He 100% would. That's the
let
funny
let
thing,
these
he
two
would.
duke it out for fucking who's second string.
He 100% would. That's
Right?
the funny thing.
Because it looks like Matthew Stafford's probably going to be done this year or next year.
Or next year.
Why not? And you know Sean McVay don't give a fuck about them picks. He don't care.
He really don't.
He really does. He'd do it in a heartbeat. Why not? There's more like 20 teams where you could... There's at least 20-plus teams where you could feasibly see them being like, you know what? Why
Lewis,
not?
Lewis, I'm going to be honest. You can make an argument for every team.
You
Like, if you're the
can.
Bills, right? Like, if you're the Bills, who's your backup?
Mitch Trubisky?
No, he left.
Oh shit, he did leave. Oh fuck, who is your backup? That's a great fucking question. Oh yeah, who the fuck? What? Do it. Every team
Why
should
not?
do it.
Every team should do it. Like, if we're being honest, if at the worst he's a backup,
Hold
and
up.
I get it,
If I'm the
and like, I
Cincinnati
get it.
Bengals, I take a real long look. Because Joe Burrow, he's either injured or he's fucking super healthy. But when he's injured, oh boy. Why not?
But like again, I see the argument of like, oh, do I really want to give up a second round pick for a backup? That's a fair argument. I understand that. And I mean, maybe that's where I maybe would be hesitant from like a playoff team to make this move and really go for him. But if he's there with a third, fourth round pick, and you're the Bills, you're the Eagles, you're the Bengals, you're the Ravens, you're the Niners, you're the Rams. Why not? What do you got to lose with that pick?
Nothing. Like, what player that you will draft is going to be better prospect-wise than Brandon Sorsby? Probably not much better. You know what I mean? Like, if we're just looking at talent for talent, we don't know who the fuck's going to be available in the draft. We don't know. That's a year. That's fucking 7-8 months out. We're not even looking at that shit. So who the fuck is going to be good? I say you take it. You take a chance on a guy who's played quarterback and who looks good, and just invest in him. You know? And even if he's a fucking second string guy who never gets PT, at least he showed up to work every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put in the effort. And he has one of the greatest jobs ever, a backup quarterback. Fantastic job. Great money, and you don't do shit. But why not? If I'm Pittsburgh Steelers, I like that pickup a lot, because who the fuck you got after Rodgers? Why not? But we'll see. So apparently they're probably going to apply. They have to apply for the supplemental draft. And then it says that they're supposed to have a... I just read it in an article. Am I dumb as fuck? I literally just read it in an article. Okay, well, I lost the article. That's great. However, so they go have like a pro day as well for him. Like, scouts will go. Like, let's face it, these teams don't give a fuck about you gambling. They don't care. Yeah. Like dead ass. Like, they'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, you make money? Oh yeah? Oh, good for you, kid. Anyway, let me see you throw this 50-yard spiral down the field." Like, coaches don't give a fuck. They don't care. Like, they're like,
as long as you stop when you get there.
Hell yeah. Be like, now, are you going to continue this shit? Do I need to put it in your contract that you're going to continue? Like, the only thing they're worried about is their money getting fucked up.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about gambling itself and the moral implications and all. They just fucking want you to show up on the field and not get fucking suspended because you put a parlay to try to fucking win on a horse race or some shit. I don't know what the fuck you betting on. Like, football, basketball. Right. Like, who gives a fuck? Oh, Aaron Judge to hit a home run. I don't want you to fucking get suspended because you put a prop bet.
As a college player.
Yes. So, don't do it again. You're really talented. Don't get caught. Specifically. That's pretty much most people. I'm going to do it, but I just won't get caught. It'll be all right. Just if I'm an NFL team, do it. Why not? Just do it. Can't hurt you, really. If you're thinking as a team that if we pick him up, it's gonna hurt us, scarcity mindset, bitch made. You got to start thinking in abundance. If you're fucking,
you got to be greedy.
Yes.
You gotta be Sean McVay.
You gotta be Sean McVay levels agreed right now. Like, this motherfucker saw Jared Verse and saw 3 first-round picks. He was like, do it. They're like, what?
Sorry, it
What?
had to be you.
What? Sean, what? Sean, are you sure that? Are you sure? Like, you're thinking like broke people right now. We are not broke.
We could have it.
We can have it. You know that, right?
We could have it.
And we'll be fine. The mortgage still gonna be paid off. The bill's still finna be paid. The lights gonna be on. Okay, we're gonna do
We
it.
can afford. Listen, guys, we can afford it. We can afford it. I swear.
Yeah.
I crunched the numbers. We're doing a lot better than we did last year.
Yeah, just be Sean McVay, guys, and just have a non-scarcity mindset, and I promise you this Brandon Sorsey pick could turn out pretty good. And there we go. That has been our
There we go.
NFL Nuggets.
Yes.
Mmm.
No.
Dipped it in ketchup.
But speaking of greed, speaking of abundance, speaking of indulgence, let's talk about the greediest thing to happen this weekend from a non-UFC fan point of view. UFC Freedom 250, from a UFC fan point of view, the greatest card ever to be created. From a non-fan point of view, this was gluttony and greed wrapped up in a social bubble. Lewis, you want to kick this off because this is UFC Freedom 250. This was, and this was a. I really want to say this card. It was a good card. It was really good. A lot of shocking things happened at the end, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll preface it by saying this. I do not condone what the president says. I think the president's horrendous. I didn't vote for him. I think he's an awful human being, and I think he protects awful people. And I think people who just kind of turn a blind eye to it, you either A, don't care, or B, haven't been affected by the gross atrocities of the people that Donald Trump knows. Okay? So,
Agreed.
right? So that's my preface. I do not like Donald Trump at all. Some may say I hate him. Okay? All right? So, with that being said, this White House card was fucking cool. All right, let's keep it tight. It was dope, right? Just looking at it from a if we just look, if Trump was not associated with this at all, it's pretty fucking cool. All right, I mean, they're walking through the White House, like that's fire. That's fire. They walk down the steps into the fucking octa. That's fire.
Listen,
dog.
the aura that went on in this card, all the fighters were aura forming, regardless of like who they were. Like the aura was just there for everybody involved. It was cool.
You know what it was?
A cool image.
It was just natural aura because like the environment was filled with aura. You're walking by the fucking pillars of the White House. You're walking by the photos of past presidents. You're walking through the Oval fucking office where motherfuckers push red buttons. Where motherfuckers make business plans. Where motherfuckers put some of the craziest strategies together. You're walking through there. Where laws get passed. Where history was made. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy. And the set looked dope as fuck.
Yep.
You know, the set looked cool. The kits were cool. It was pretty fucking dope. And the fights were great. Like, everybody got a finish. Nobody went to decisions. It wasn't a boring fights. There was literally no boring fights at all on this card. It was all fun, all jam-packed action. And
the first 5 fights were to be expected in terms of results.
Yeah, 100%.
Diego Lopez getting a knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Marco Rufi maybe putting Michael Chandler into retirement, please.
Oh yeah,
bro, you don't have it anymore.
I think you put him in the retirement home with that one. It's like,
please.
what the fuck?
The
was
CTE, the CTE is accumulating. Derek Lewis as well. Put him in the retirement home. I love Derek Lewis. You gotta go, brother. you gotta go. Josh Hokett with another personality. Josh Hokett aside, another great fight by him.
Bo Nickel getting a KO.
Kyle Dawkins, have fun in the PFL, dude.
have
You're
fun
gone.
in the gulag, bro. And then Sean
fun in the
O'Malley destroying Eamon Zahabi because he was literally scared the entire fight to
The
engage.
entire
And
fight.
then once he got caught, he got put out. Crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of great fights you can make from that as well. You know, do you make a Volk trilogy? Do you make O'Malley go on 3? Did Josh Hokett get Alex Pereira, which we'll get to in a little bit? Does Marco Ruffy get a top 5 fight now, as he should? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great things that could come out of this card. But let's get to the co-main and the main. Ciryl Gane versus Alex Pereira, the co-main first. Already great aura by both of them. And, you know, is it Alex Pereira's chance at, you know, heavyweight champion, getting his 3rd title in the UFC, possibly become the greatest fighter of all time? Right now, that's probably Islam. But there's a chance for him to become the greatest. Ciryl Gane looking to prove that he would have beaten Tom Aspinall with a win. And yeah, the fight starts. And right out the gate, Ciryl Gane looks good. He looks crisp. He looks sharp. But, you know, we've seen Alex Pereira before. You know, he kind of starts slow, tries to find his range. You know, now at 258, he looks bigger. He's going to be more powerful. And you figured, okay, maybe he's just eating Pereira. He's eating Ciryl Gane's shots, you know, trying to get a feel for the power, you know, make his counterattacking push. And we get to the second round, and we're like, he's getting beat up right now. He's not fighting back. It's Ciryl Gane's kind of beating his ass right now. You know, oh no, he dropped him. Oh, he dropped him. Oh wait,
Dropped him with a
he caught him
jab.
with a right.
With a
He
jab.
caught him with a right. Oh wait, it's over.
Elbows and ground and pound and potentially
You know,
back of the
illegal shot
head.
to the back of the head.
Just back of the head.
Back of the head.
A couple shots
Literally
were back of the head, very clearly.
Yeah.
Herb Dean looking at it. Does nothing. Looking like fucking Scott Foster when Wemby comes through the fucking paint. Insane. And
Yeah, Ciryl Gane wins, is now the interim heavyweight champion of the world. And Alex Pereira gets his heavyweight debut loss. Is the UFC cooked, Lewis?
No. But where the fuck is Tom Aspinall? I don't fucking know. So I don't know when we're gonna see these. You know, the fight where, you know, the unification happens. I don't know when that's gonna happen, right? And, you know, Alex Pereira say, you know, he got caught, you know, and he did get caught, but, you know, he also kept getting rocked on the feet as well. You know, just off of that jab, and it just was not good. I mean, Ciryl Gane looked ferocious. He looked really good. And he keeps on proving the haters wrong, right? I think a lot of people obviously were picking Alex Pereira. Why not? But the odds makers had this at like a 50-50. So maybe they knew something that we didn't. They knew the aura of Ciryl Gane. But it's crazy. Definitely wasn't something I expected. Was fucking in shock when it happened. And, man, it was... I mean, what's next? I mean, obviously for Ciryl Gane, you want him to fight Tom Aspinall, but when is that going to fucking happen? Right? Because I haven't seen anything relating to Tom Aspinall in the UFC in a very long time. It's been a minute. So, that's my take.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously for both men, it's an interesting situation. Does Alex Pereira go back to light heavyweight? Does he continue fighting at heavyweight? You know, is that next fight Josh Hokett? Why is it Josh Hokett? Why should it be Josh Hokett? Or does he go back to light heavyweight? You know, does that make better sense for him? We'll see. And for Ciryl Gane, you know, it's going to be dependent on what Tom Aspinall does. You know, he has a clear beef with the UFC for a reason, but you should have recovered from your eye injury. Ciryl Gane came out of this relatively okay. Why can't we fight in November? Maybe even August.
Now, when you say November, You know it's in November.
Listen, I'm not saying that we should have 3 title fights at the MSG card. What I'm saying, it's possible.
It can be done.
It's possible. It can be done.
Can be done. It can be done. Listen, Cyril Gahn or versus Tom Aspinall in the main event. Piotr Jan versus Sean O'Malley
Sean
2
O'Malley 2.
in the co-main event.
Right.
And fuck it, Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison, third title fight.
Sure.
Why not?
And you know what? You know what? Diego Lopez Volk 3. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not?
Why not?
You know, just get all your like trilogy and like sequel fights out of the way now. Just do it all on one card. Just all trilogy sequel fights. You just do that for one big card. Make it MSG. Why not? You know, just say. Not for personal preference, but you know, I think MSG would be a great venue for it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think so too. Like that would just be something special, you know. But they in the UFC, this is how Dana White's gonna fucking film, his fucking thing. So he's gonna grab his nearest Alexa remote and be like, "All right, what's up, guys? All right, so for November, you guys been asking, Tom Aspinall, he's coming back versus Cyril Gahn, knockout artist, yeah. And next up, Piotr Jan, Sean O'Malley, 2, rematch from Abu Dhabi a couple years back. And then next, the fight we've been wanting to see, Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes will go one-on-one in the squared circle. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Power slap.
Power slap. Power slap. Betting. Money. Put 24 on black. Yes. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it would be cool, but yeah, I think it's definitely we haven't been giving Cyril Gahn his flowers because he's French, probably. But that dude can strike. He's a very good striker. Alex Pereira got a taste of heavyweight. You know, we'll see what happens in his next fight. But Cyril Gahn versus Tom Aspinall 2? Who do you pick? That becomes a much different fight now than their first fight. Because Tom Aspinall's also kind of getting pieced up by Cyril Gahn. A little bit.
We'll go Tom Aspinall. Yep.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Now moving on to the main event. Oh, God.
The funeral. Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje, which we all said, listen, I didn't think Justin Gaethje was going to, get knocked out in the first 30 seconds. I said the first 31 seconds he was going to get knocked out by Ilia Topuria. So
I said Justin Gaethje wouldn't do shit. I underestimated this motherfucker till hell.
Yeah, so Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje, both walk out, great walkouts. Topuria has the roses. He says he's gonna have a rose ready for Justin Gaethje when he knocks him out. First round, kinda even. Maybe you give it to Gaethje, maybe give it to Topuria, or whatever. Gaethje did cut him, so that's visible damage rule, whatever you want to call that. But Topuria was doing a great job. Second round, Topuria is looking great.
Oh, he looks so good in that.
He's looking great.
The body shots were fucking vicious. The head combinations with it too. Bop, 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 bop. The fucking liver shots up against the cage, sitting Justin Gaethje down, getting in mount, and then going for submissions. We're not trying to beat his ass more. We're not trying to have him stand up and beat his ass. When you know he can't stand up because you just hit him square right in the fucking liver, you're not going to let him up?
Listen, second round, ring rust, whatever it is, but he dominated that second round. Like, dominated. And you go into the third round thinking, okay, Ilya's back. Maybe he'll take a rest round, which he kind of did. But in taking a rest round, Justin Gaethje proceeded to beat his Spanish ass. Bad. Like a
Bad.
true American patriot, Justin Gaethje started piecing up Ilia Toporia's ass with the crowd behind. And I mean, like, it was so bad that we get to the point where Ilia Topuria has both eyes leaking. Both eyes leaking. And this is a big, turning point because now he's on the stool and he says, I can't see.
Ooh.
Now
the worst
once,
words a fighter could say ever. I can't see. Holy shit.
Like, once the doctor hears that, then shit goes bad.
You know, like Metal Gear Solid, the fucking alert. When the doctor hears that, they're like,
the exclamation point comes out.
Stop the fight.
We're stopping the fight, and by some convincing.
No.
Topuria,
I can see your
coaches,
finger. I can see your finger. I can see it. I'm looking
the
right
ref,
at it.
I swear to God, Lewis, I never seen this in my life. The doctor looks at the ref. Oh, I think it wasn't Herb Dean. I forget who it was. He looks at the ref, and he's about to go like this, and Ilya grabs his arm and says, "No, no,
no. I'm fine. I'm looking at you right now, bro."
And somehow,
by the grace
he was
of God,
able to
he
go
was
out
like,
there.
All right, I'm gonna give you a fucking shot, Ilya.
One more round, Ilya. So it has to be now. You have to go and attack now. And Ilya cannot see.
No.
And in that fourth round, Justin Gaethje continued to piece him up. He got a few shots in, a couple body shots, but Ilya just could not go forward at all against Justin Gaethje. And did Ilya quit on the stool? No. His brother had to say he's done. If your own brother is saying he's done, he's done. And so Justin Gaethje is crowned the undisputed champion and gets Ilia Topuria his first loss on his career. Justin Gaethje, the real American, did it for 250, did it for freedom, beat the Spaniard, did it for pride. But listen, in all seriousness, it was a very. If Ilia Topuria never gets cut in his eyes in that third round, how do you think that fourth round plays out? Because clearly he was taking a round off. I think that much was apparent. Because he did not look like he wanted to engage with Gaethje in that third round.
I think... I mean, he still was getting his ass beat. Like, the uppercuts, the jabs, the right hands. He couldn't miss with his right hand at some point. Also dropped Ilya in round 3. Dropped him. Beat his ass bad. I think... maybe Ilya could have caught a second win, and he was doing something decent in that fourth round, to where maybe in the fifth round he could try and turn it up a little bit more and just say, fuck it. Whatever damage I'm going to take is the damage I'm going to take, and I'm just going to try my best. But, in all honesty, his best chance was the second round, and he squandered it away by trying to go for a fucking submission. Just stand him up and then continue to beat his ass. You had at least 2 minutes. You had like a minute and a half on the ground. For what? You're a knockout artist. Do that. And you could have. Because if realistically, he drops Justin Gaethje with a body shot. He hits him a couple times. Go to the ground. He gets right back the fuck up. And he tells Justin Gaethje, stand up. Can Justin Gaethje get up? We don't. He got fucking smacked in the liver hard. A lot. So maybe Justin gets up, but he's already like, he's like sluggish. Then you just jab, right hand, another body shot, body. And then it's over. The fight's over after that. He finishes Justin Gaethje with body shots. But no. He decided to have low fight IQ. And keep getting his ass beat. Crazy. Shout out to Gaethje, though.
Shout out to Gaethje. So now, the lightweight division becomes very complicated now. Because now, realistically, who do you have Ilya fight? Do you give him Charles Oliveira? Or does Charles get a title fight now? Do you give him Max Holloway? You know, what are you doing with Sarukian? What are you doing with Armin? What are you doing with Benoit Saint Denis? Does he get a title fight now? 'Cause he's been on a run. You know, Walker Roof is climbing up the ladder. You know, what do you do with both guys now? If you're listen, you're obviously gonna be better than Dana White. If you were the fight booker, what would you do for both men?
Armin Sarukian versus Charles Oliveira to determine the number one contender for Justin Gaethje's lightweight title. It's no secret that the UFC don't like Armin at all, and his fucking stupid ass shit with headbutting people at the fucking conferences and doing all that stupid shit at RAF and missing or what do you call it, like canceling or calling off the fight because of whatever injury he had, a back injury or something. So they aren't favorable to Armin, but he's really good. So let him fight Charles again. Charles has history with Justin. If Charles wins, he fights Justin in a rematch, which he beat his ass in the first one. But then also Justin dropped him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's a very interesting fight. All right, so I think those two for a number one contender fight for Justin. And then for Ilya. You're still really good.
If he wants the rematch.
No. You got your ass beat too bad. You got to win at least one or two. I'd say, fuck it. Do I want Rafi to wait that long for Ilya to heal up? Because Ilya's going to need 4 to 5 months just to heal all his fucking wounds up. That's not including training. So, Ilya might come back. What's this, June?
December?
Probably not. He might come back starting next year. Maybe like February, March. To fight. Maybe April. Fuck it. Just almost take a year off. Maybe Gamrot versus Ilya. It's a more approachable matchup. Gamrot will fight anybody and everybody. Maybe do that. I'd probably say. But as of right now, it's kind of hard to find a guy to fight Ilya. It's difficult.
Do you wait till after the Paddy Pimblett fight to see what you do more?
You could.
With Benoit and Paddy?
You could, because Benoit
you give
versus
the
Ilya
winner,
is cinema. And then Paddy versus Ilya, there's beef. So that would be also cinema.
And then the loser would face Rufy.
Yeah. You could do that. That would be pretty nice, because Rufy's number 7 right now. So he deserves a top 5 opponent. It just depends on how fucking long Rufy wants to wait for a fight. Or he
and
might.
Then what do you do with Max? This division is fucked.
I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know. Yeah, I have no clue. I have nothing.
Max has to move up.
Yeah. Go to 170, Max. Be fat. Eat all the fucking
fat.
burgers you want. All right? But, man, the UFC 250, crazy fucking event. Once in a lifetime. Probably never going to happen ever again. That's pretty cool. So, the fact that we got to witness
it's not happening again.
Yeah. Too much money, kid. I didn't win on blackjack this week, so we fucking can't do it again.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, guys, sorry.
We tried.
Yeah, I tried. Unbelievable. Well, I'm all out of UFC talk. I'm all good. I think it's time to talk about the real reason why we're here. Okay? Now, all these other sports, phenomenal. Right? All these other games, phenomenal. Right? But something historic happened last weekend. Saturday, to be specific. we are New Yorkers, and we are New York Knicks fans, and we appreciate when New York is in the playoffs and they're doing great, and we want to see them succeed. And for the first time in 53 years, the New York Knicks made it back to the finals. Not back to the finals, but they won the final. They won the fucking finals.
They won the final.
They won the finals. It was the first time in 26 years they made it.
It's their
to
first
the
final in 26 years.
Look who
And it's their
fucking
first
showed
time,
up perfectly.
and
Perfect timing. On my wrist. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Let me be on my wrist.
Jess, get ready for the next hour of Nick Talk. This is what's going to be.
That's right. You fucking
Um,
came at the right time, baby. Woo! There
Yeah,
you go.
so the New York Knicks won their first title in 53 years. Last Saturday night. Look, I'm gonna get through this. I don't know how.
First off,
I'm gonna get through this.
let's just salute to captain
But you didn't cry already?
Jalen Brunson,
Well, I just started.
born to play basketball. Captain. Aye. There we go.
Well,
Now, Daniel,
all right.
please, as a lifelong Knicks fan and as a New Yorker, the floor is yours.
yeah. So you're gonna have to indulge me on my TED Talk right now. This is not a rant. I don't know what the opposite of a rant is. I don't know where to begin. Saturday was one of the greatest days of my life. Saturday was everything I could have ever dreamed about happened, and I'll take you on the journey. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through it, but we're gonna try. Look, Saturday, me and my dad, we went to a bar. We went to Terra Moore. Shout out Terra Moore. They're a great place, great people. Listen, I'll say this too. You could not pay me enough money to be a bartender in Midtown Manhattan right now with all the sports going on. Because they did not stop working from 3:30 to 12 o'clock at night. And they were busting their ass. They were serving people left and right. Whatever money they made, it wasn't enough. So God bless those workers at Terra Moore. They did a great job. The building was packed, full of Knicks fans. You had Brazil, Morocco, and the World Cup going on at the same time, so all those fans came trickling in. You had you couldn't move. Like, we were sitting at the bar top. My back was getting constantly pushed into. I had people reaching over me, clawing over me, wanting to place drink orders in. It was if you're claustrophobic, don't go to a bar in NYC when the Knicks are playing. Just don't. You're not built for it. But the place was great. Food was great. Drinks were great. It's a great place. Shout out Terra Moore. They were phenomenal. But they put the Knicks game on. It's 8:30. The game starts, and it's such chaotic energy. People are cheering. People are booing. They're on the cusp, but then they start early because they can't start a game to save their life. They fucking suck in the first half because it's what they do. And but in that room and in that environment, everything I kept hearing with how bad the Knicks started, the one sentiment going around was, we're a second half team, we'll be fine, they've done worse. There was never any doubt or concern among anybody that this team wasn't going to come back. And the third quarter happens, and they're still down, and then we get to the fourth. And the fourth quarter, to me, is where the dream begins, and I feel like it should never end. Because that fourth quarter, I couldn't tell you anything that happened. I can't tell you any play. I can't tell you any moment. I don't have an analysis into what went right, what went wrong. All I know is that Jalen Brunson had the game of his career. And Jalen Brunson took that team over and said, I'm putting us on our back. I got us. I'm going to be the 1A. And that brother, the Knicks scored 94 points this game. Jalen Brunson scored the other 45. The rest of the team scored the 48. And yet the Knicks were still down the whole game. And I'll tell you another thing, another nugget. My sister, who's also a diehard Knicks fan her whole life, has endured it as long as I have. And her boyfriend went to a concert at Gramercy. So we're texting throughout the night, and my sister's watching the game on her phone with the rock band playing, wherever band was playing, and she was like, we just got out, we're going to go into a bar, all the bars are packed. So they can't find a bar, they start working their way up. And with 5 minutes to go in the fourth, I know the exact time, 5:06, I look out the corner of my eye, and I see my sister walk through the door with her boyfriend behind her. And I swear to God, I didn't say it because I believe in karma and I believe in the universe and I believe what you put out will come back to you in the opposite direction. And that I've seen the worst. I know the worst can happen if I say it out loud. I don't want to jinx this team, but I swear to God to both of you and all my grandfathers that are dead and all my grandmothers and my family right now. When I saw my sister, I knew we were gonna win. I knew it. I knew it right there. I'm like, this is all. And they were down. They were losing that game. And Wemby kept hitting shots, and I'm like, it's too perfect. My dad's here. My sister just showed up from a fucking concert in Gramercy. She walked 45 minutes to get to Terra Moore. And now she's here to watch the end of this game with us. I'm like, it has to be, right? This is the team of destiny. This is the team of greatness. They've done stupider things. And then Jalen Brunson goes driving into Wemby's chest and somehow gets a ridiculous layup to go in, and it's down to 3. And they just keep coming back, and eventually they get it tied, and somehow they take the lead. Josh Hart then blows a fucking layup. And then Josh Hart blows a layup, and everyone in that bar all collectively groaned and said, this is it. This is where the collapse happens, because of course it does. But this team is different. This team finds a way, and even when they're down again, they come roaring back. And then somehow, and Mitchell Robinson out-muscles Wemby on a missed free throw, grabs the rebound with basically one hand, somehow gets it out to the top of the key where OG Anunoby is waiting. He gets fouled, and if he just makes 2 free throws, it's a 5-point game, and the game is over. And they win. And what does OG Anunoby do? He misses the first free throw. Because of course he fucking does. And I'm watching my dad, and my dad's in shambles, my sister's in shambles, I'm in shambles, and we're just praying to God. There's content creators everywhere, there's lights, there's a blow-up dog as a Knick, there's another camera right in front of the TV, we're shouting them to put the fucking camera down because you're in the way. And then Anunoby makes the second free throw. And the bar cheers, and we all go quiet again as Wemby dribbles the ball up court. And it's still a blur, but that shot goes off, and he airballs it. When it mattered most, he airballs it. And the Spurs run out of time, and the Knicks win the championship, and it still doesn't register. Like, the clock's hitting 0, and the bar still hasn't exploded yet. But then eventually it all crescendos up. And I grab my dad, I grab my sister, I grab my sister's boyfriend, just getting a collective hug. There's no video, there's no moment, it all lives right here, right now. It's joy and passion and crying everywhere. And just to have that moment with my family and the people that I love the most, and to have this being my first, and like, I've seen championships before. I saw NYCFC win a title in 2021. I saw Liberty last year. I saw the United States women's soccer team win 2 Olympics, 2 gold medals. I've seen men's USA hockey win a gold medal over Canada. You know, I've seen my soccer teams win championships. Like, this isn't my first one, but just the collectiveness and the time and everything, all the fucking miserable years that has gone on with this team, And just thinking as a younger version of myself, I'm never going to see a title. The Jets suck. The Rangers implode. The Mets are terrible. I'm never going to see a title when it comes to the 4 major sports. I'm never going to see it. And to have that statement revoked now, and to have that be turned around, and my mind immediately went to this house. It went to this area, which I don't currently live here anymore, but I lived here for the past 20 years of my life. I've sat in that chair. I've sat in that couch. I've been downstairs in my basement. I've sat in that couch for years with my dad right next to me. Just no matter what, after school, doing homework, after college, after work, me and him just together in that basement watching this 17-53 Knicks team and cheering like they're going to go to the finals somehow, even though they have 17 wins. That moment and those memories, they're not core memories, but they're the little precious memories that build into this core moment now in my life. They now come together into creating this core memories and this core moment. And when I started thinking about that, I'm not afraid to admit it. I cried. I cried bad. I cried bad for the longest time. And I still get emotional now. The second thing I did was just I saw my dad and I broke down. I broke down, guys. Like you couldn't console me out of pure happiness and joy in that moment, and in that I don't care. I really don't care what anybody says. I don't care how the games were. I don't care about what happened. They did it. They did it. This Knicks team did the greatest thing you can ever do in this city, and that's win a championship. And I got to give a couple people on the team shout outs, go over a couple of stories, starting with Jalen Brunson, the captain. He is now the mayor, God Emperor, ruler. We live in his city now. He has taken over. This is his town. We are Brunsonites. We salute and respect Jalen Brunson. Wherever he goes, he is now bowed. You have to bow in front of Jalen Brunson now, no matter what. You build him a statue. You build him a monument. You put his face in front of MSG for everybody to see. That is now our god of basketball. Okay? What he has done for this city and what he has done for this team is nothing short of miraculous. For years, people said he couldn't do it by himself. For years, people say he couldn't be the guy. For years, even when he was signed, it was like, do you really want to do that? Is he really the point guard of the future? Is he the 1A? You bet your sweet fucking ass he's the 1A. That brother can play basketball. And he's not a bitch. He doesn't foul bait. He doesn't live by the 3-point line. He doesn't get away. This guy goes into the paint. He shoots a midi. He shoots a 3. He shoots free throws. He could score in any direction he wants to. And he has a ring over your 1As like Damian Lillard, like Chris Paul. The list goes on. He has, as Jimmy Butler, he's got his ring over all those guys that you say are better than him. I don't know if you can say that anymore. You move on to Karl-Anthony Towns, who, like Brunson, never appeared to be, that kind of guy who has that commitment, who has that want, who has that need. But he grew up here, grew up in New York, right? Immigrant parents, grew up in Queens, Dominican born and bred, went to the bodegas, spoke the language. And for years, it's like, he's not a big man, he's a power 4, we'll bring in Rudy Gobert to play the center. We could put Karl-Anthony Towns out there, he's not that physical. Can he be a real big guy? He could do everything. Karl-Anthony Towns can score, can assist, he could rebound. And what you saw in this playoffs, he can lead. You heard his voice, You heard his passion. He wanted this more than everybody else did, and he made sure that his teammates knew that. You move on to Josh Hart, who for the longest time was ostracized. He has too big of a personality. He's not like these other NBA players. He's not like, he's not an elite scorer. He's not going to be putting up 30 points every night. He's a role player. But he's a role player who knows he's a role player. And he doesn't shine in the limelight. He doesn't go out there saying, I'm the guy. Give me the ball. I'm going to do what needs to be done. No. He knows his role and he sticks to it. And even if he has 4 points, he's got 16 rebounds. Even if he's got 4 points, he's got 10 assists. He knows how to contribute to his own game. And you need players like that. And those are players that now win championships. You could have all the stars in your world. You could trade for anybody you want. But you can't find guys like Josh Hart everywhere. That's what makes him special. Mikal Bridges, he's kind of a losing player. Had an interesting career. Lost with the Suns in the finals. Went to Brooklyn. Couldn't start that rebuild. Another good player. But he got the job done when he needed to. OG Anunoby. He did win a championship with the Raptors. But he was hurt. So did he really win a championship with that team? He proved it now. Makes shots. He's the best 3-and-D in the league. He plays elite defense. He had numerous blocks. He shut down Wemby. And when you need a clutch bucket and when you need a moment, he knows what to do. He makes the smart basketball plays. He's never giving up on a play, and that's how good he is. And again, you need players. Like, he's not a superstar. But all of a sudden, he'll have 30 points, and you'll wonder how that happened. That's how good OG Anunoby is. Landry Shamet, travel man player, journeyman player, 14-year vet, couldn't win shit anywhere. He came onto this team, and he was a roster decision. It was between him, Matt Ryan, and Malcolm Brogdon. Michael Brogdon retired. Matt Ryan got cut. And that left Landry Shamet as the 16th man on the roster. And the 16th man on the roster scored 23 playoff threes off the bench and led the team in three-point shooting in terms of percentage-wise. That's how good Landry Shamet is. And again, it's the last player on the roster that had the biggest impact. Right? Miles McBride played his minutes. Jordan Clarkson played his minutes. And then Mitchell Robinson. This is a guy who's the longest tenured Knick. He got drafted in 2016. He's been a part of so many losing seasons. So many. And his first quote was like, I've been here since the losing, man. This means everything to me. And it's apropos that Karl-Anthony Towns was in foul trouble for most of the game. And that it had to be Mitchell Robinson out there. Right? It had to be him. Your longest tenured guy has to be on the court when they win the final. He made the biggest play of the night when he bullied Victor Wembanyama off the ball and got the rebound. That was able to lead to the free throws to win the game. It's the little moments like that that define Mitchell Robinson as a player. Again, he's not an elite center. He's not going to score you 30 points. He's not Joker. He's not Giannis. He's not even Rudy Gobert. But he knows how to make the plays when they matter the most. And again, those are players that win championships. And the last one I'll get to, actually two more. Mike Brown. What a job Mike Brown did with this team. What a job Mike Brown did. Because the expectation was to win the NBA Finals. That's a hard thing to do in your first year. That's a tough expectation to meet in your first year. And a lot of people, again, Mike Brown never went to a final. As assistant coach and never as a head coach. Wasn't really much of a winner. He did a good job in Sacramento. He got a raw deal there. I get it. He worked with LeBron James. He worked with Steph Curry. He worked with Steve Kerr. He has a lot of people under his resume. We've seen a million coaches do that. And a million coaches like that come to the Knicks. But Mike Brown came in here and he broke down this team and said, you guys are better than what you were. You have not peaked yet. We can be better. And he created this new offensive scheme, this high-tempo pace, this ability now to run and gun. and play defense when you need to. You still have that in you. You could play defense. We need to unlock you offensively, and he did that. He brought in a new offensive mindset, new offensive scheme and regime. He allowed Brunson to take over and do what he needed to do. He allowed Cat to be more involved in the offense. Like, there's a million adjustment changes that Mike Brown did. But the most important thing was that he regrouped this team after the Game 7 loss to Indiana. He brought them all together. And he said, guys, we have a commitment. And we're going to win the final this year. And we're going to do it together. That's a hard thing for a coach to do, and he did it. I don't think we're ever going to see what Mike Brown did as a coach ever again. Not only keeping the same standard, but now raising it. And then we get to Leon Rose. Leon Rose, to me, is a guy who I hated. As a president of the Knicks and as everything going on, I felt like he doesn't talk. He doesn't explain anything. He doesn't speak to the media. We don't know what's going on. You're the president of the Knicks and you're not saying anything, and we're losing by how much? I can't get down with a guy like that. But Leon Rose knew what this team needed to do. He knew the players to get. You know, he brought in Jalen Brunson. He didn't draft Mitchell Robinson. He didn't draft any of these guys. You know, he traded 5 picks away from Mikal Bridges. That's a risk. You know, he traded for Karl-Anthony Towns for Julius Randle, not DiVincenzo. 2 very much likable players. That's a risk. He traded for OG Anunoby. He traded 2 future players in RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. 2 really good young players. That's a risk. He traded a first-round pick for Josh Hart. That entire starting lineup was done via trades. He built this team and he made it work. He brought in the right players. He could have traded for a superstar. He could have traded for any number of superstars. Donovan Mitchell, Giannis, you know, LeBron James, you know, Luka. There could have been any number of players he could have traded for. But he decided to keep this group together, keep this team together, and it worked. And it worked. He deserves, and you know, when push came to shove, he made the choice to fire Tibbs and bring in Mike Brown, which was the biggest risk of all. How was that going to work, and was he going to do this? Was Mike Brown going to, you know, deliver this to the promised land? And he did. Leon Rose deserves all the credit for taking the ballsy approach, for taking the risk, and you get rewarded for it. Leon Rose deserves a ton of credit. And to James Dolan, God, you're a horrible person. God, you align yourself with bad people. But you did it. You said you were going to bring a title to New York, and you did it. Despite who you are, you did it. So I'm not going to sing your praises. You made a statement. You said you were going to do it, and you did it. And I can respect that. So shout out to James Dolan as well. This is the last thing I'll say. And then we'll expand more, and we'll go more, and we'll play off each other. This Knicks team was special. This Knicks team was different, right? This Knicks team had so many things going for it. They went 16-3 in these playoffs. They went 16-3. Teams don't do that. This team won 3 playoff games on the road to clinch. They swept the team twice. They went down 2-1, and we thought Armageddon was going to break out. Like, this team looked dead against Atlanta. And then they rattled off 13 playoff wins in a row. You don't do that. Our teams don't do that. My team doesn't do that. You're probably never going to see a team for a long time win 13 straight playoff games and win 3 series on the road. That's nearly unheard of. So this team is special. You have the Game 4 heroics. You have the Game 1 heroics against Cleveland. You have us colonizing Philadelphia. You know, you have us putting bout to ass against the Hawks. Like, they didn't just win. They dominated. Dominated on their way to the final. And then when they got to the NBA Finals, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't domination. Every game was close. They were down in every single game. And somehow they knew what they needed to do. They didn't panic, and a lot of other teams would have panicked. A lot of teams would have folded. But this team always found a way to come back. Always found a way to get back into the game, make the shots they need to. And I get the Spurs, The Spurs made their situation their situation. They played how they played. They had a chance to win every game. They lost it. That's on them. What this Knicks team did is they kept battling, kept fighting, and they kept moving along. Right? They just did what they needed to do. And after the game, when the crying stopped and the celebration happened, and we trickled out Terramore, we went to 34th Street, and I met up with Jess eventually, and we got yelled at for walking around the city, but we ended up walking around the city afterwards. Um, I just kept thinking, like, I'm in a dream. Like, this can't be real. This team can't be real. My teams don't do this. My teams don't act this way. My teams aren't this good. But the Knicks are. And as we kept walking down the streets of Manhattan, and probably should have went to West 4th and joined that Armageddon going on over there. We didn't. But just seeing the general joy, the general passion, the camaraderie, and not talking about the hooligans and people doing dumb shit and people hurting other people. That's not us. That's not Knicks fans. You're not a Knicks fan if you do that. If you're hurting people and you're mobbing people, you're not a Knicks fan. You're just not. But for the people who have waited and the people who have been through the bad times and have seen the dark ages, you saw what it meant to the city and to this fan base and to this group. And I love living in this city, and I love living in this state and in these 5 boroughs, because what you see when you walk around Manhattan is you see so many different people just walking, celebrating. The one thing that sports do that I love, and it's why I love sports so much, they're a unifier. This city went through some rough shit. Like, rough years. And just to see everybody out together, embracing, hugging, crying together, this is the only team that unites this city like this. That everybody can come together and just get behind it and feel that joy and that passion. And regardless of who you are, Republican, Democrat, Black, White, Asian, Hispanic, Arabic, Italian, whatever you are, Russian, whatever you are, you're a Knicks fan. And if somebody next to me is not the same race, color, gender, identity, whatever you are, you're a Knicks fan, I'm giving you a hug. I don't care. You're a fan. You're a sports fan. I appreciate that. And we're going to go through this together. It's not like you two can attest. New York is not the place where you see a stranger and you wave hello and you expect a hello back. It's not going to happen. But yet, with our sports teams, all that goes out the window. All that. What's up, man? You're a Ranger fan? Yeah, man. Oh, man, tough year, right? Yeah, crazy. Man, let's go Knicks, man. Let's go Knicks. All right. That's what sports does to the city. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And the fact that now we have this championship and how it united the city and the watch parties and the bar. Like, Manhattan shut down for 3 hours. There's no team that does that. All of Manhattan was shut down. Like, Jess can atone to this too. You couldn't walk anywhere. Tell me which team shuts down 7th Avenue for hours. Which team shuts down entire blocks for hours. Just for people to congregate and get together and collectively enjoy and watch in what is a spectacle. And that's the beauty of sports, is that despite everything going on and everything that has happened in this country and in the city and in the world right now, and how divided we are and how different we may be, when it comes to the Knicks, this city does not care. It just does not care. And that's the beautiful thing about it. You can walk in Manhattan, be a Knicks fan, and I'll give you a high five. Regardless of what you are and who you are. That's how special sports are to me and why they're so cool. And now just having this championship and seeing all the ads, seeing all the memorabilia, seeing the shirts, seeing the DVDs. I watched so many teams win championships, and I'm just like, I just want that. I want that to be us. I want the world to see this. I want the rest of the country to see the New York Knicks as champions and what we have done. And Nike did a great ad. 34 Caps did a great ad. Michelob Ultra did a great ad. That just, it tells the story of everything. And I come from a different perspective than my dad. My dad was 6 when they won in 73, right? So he barely remembers it. And he had to sit through the 90s of the Jordan era and us being cucked by Jordan, of the 2000s and us losing in the finals to the Spurs, and then the dreadful 2000s, which I started where I joined in. So for him, it's very different than how I'm experiencing it. For him, it's like this team has made us numb. But for this moment, it doesn't feel real. And to have it and to say, no, it's ours. This moment is ours. Everybody look at the Knicks and how good they are and what they've gone through and what they've done. This is what it means. It's why you go through and you stick with teams. And if you want to join the bandwagon, great. Now stay on it. Stay on the bandwagon because this is just starting. This team is fantastic. It's great. It's so much fun to watch. And the fact that they finally got their title after 53 years and all the waiting and all the bad years and all the pain, it makes that day so special. And the fact that I got to meet up, the fact that my dad was there, sister was there, boyfriend was there, who I consider a brother-in-law, the fact that I saw Jessica, a lot of special people were around me for that. And Lewis, you tried to call me. I couldn't hear a word you were saying. I was mid-tears. I could not talk to you at all. But just having you all there and in that moment and be present there, like, that meant a lot. Like, it's like it's equal to win. It might be even higher than winning championship, in my opinion. Because it's always about the people you're around more than the people that aren't there. Because if you're there with me, with a special moment happening, I consider it even bigger joy. So it's the people around you that define who you are. And if you're around great people when great things happen, it shows that God's doing a great thing for you. So I'll leave it on that note. I am beyond words happy. I think I'm out of tears. I think I shed them all. And let's get ready for the parade, guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for coming to this moment. I will shut up now. I'm done with my yapping.
No, you don't have to shut up. You can keep going as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you know who does have to shut up? Victor Wembanyama. You pussy. Ha 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 ha.
Some alien you are, motherfucker.
Some fucking alien. Go back to
Well,
your planet.
guys.
Fuck
Well,
outta
well,
here.
guys, real quick. I think the question needs to be asked, right? Because it's a very important question, right? It's a question that everybody's thinking about. How does this Knicks championship define LeBron's legacy going forward? You know what I mean? So I think we have to really talk about how this affects LeBron's legacy, right?
What a meme.
They have
What a
that.
callback to that
I can't.
fucking greatest
I
meme of
can't.
all time. So, guys, I woke up today and I ate breakfast. How does this affect Brown's legacy? Right? Jessica joined stream today at 11. How does that affect LeBron's legacy? Daniel talked about the Knicks going to the finals and winning. How does that affect LeBron's? Oh, man.
But yeah. Fuck Wemby. You're a soy boy bitch. I'm sorry, you can't shake
Yeah.
anybody's hand in the final. First thing Jalen Brunson did, first thing that the captain did, that a real leader did, what's the first thing he did? He didn't run onto the court. He didn't even hug his dad. What did Jalen Brunson go do? He shook Mitch Johnson's hand.
Classy.
Like a gentleman.
That's what you call a classic man.
That's a gentleman right there.
Yes.
Wemby turned around and walked away.
Wemby's still a child and has to grow up. Now, granted, he's a sore loser. He just fucking blew the fucking finals. I'd kind of be sore too, but it does talk about maturity level that in this game you can still show some respect for your opponent. He took it from you.
That's right.
Humble yourself.
That's right. All that work with the monks for fuck all. All that fucking
For real.
steps you went up. Haha. Really taught you a lot, lil bro. Get sunned by your
Sometimes
Got
all that shit is for aesthetics, and it's done no real work in you.
Captain.
Because look,
play
you know,
basketball.
Wemby had the game 1 shot, the game 2 shot, and the game 5 shot, and he missed all 3. Jalen Brunson knocked down so many 3-pointers, end of game shots, and even though his shot was off, he got the tip in when he needed to.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about Wemby, he's this enigma, and he's going to be a great player. He just is. Right?
Yeah.
He's going to be great.
He already
puts
is
more
a
body weight on him.
It's crazy. He already is great.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
But there's a difference when it comes to being great and mature. This whole finals run, he was very inconsistent, very whiny, very much out of control of his body. His elbows throwing around, his attempts at the basket, his shooting was off, and it's like I knew he wasn't going to have 4 bad games in a row. Game 3 was apparent, and he didn't really have a bad game per se. But when it mattered the most, he didn't show up. And you can't be the best player on the team if you don't show up eventually. So I'm not saying that he's not the best player on his team, but now the question is going to be asked: are you going to be clutch to lead the Spurs team to the future? So this series very much exposed Wemby for his flaws, let's call it. Because listen, he's also a very good basketball player. He can block, he can rebound, he can score. He's very good. But when we talk about legacy and what matters most, if you choke in the finals, that's your legacy.
Well, this is where we see if he actually is great, because you have to learn from all this. So it's not being tested yet if he's great. And now that you're in the finals and you see what you did, and what you didn't do, the next time you're there, what are you going to do? But no, I personally think a lot of it was hype. Like you were this alien from Mars, and yet you let this Knicks team do this to you. Yeah, you dominated throughout the series, but what the fuck does that count? You didn't take it, so it almost doesn't count. You didn't dominate shit because it was always close. It was close except for that 30-point lead. I get it, but I feel like no, the Knicks shut all that hype down. Like I get it, he is great and he's gonna win championships. He's not gonna be. I don't think he's gonna flop and just be. I think he's gonna go far, but I feel like the Knicks exposed you. You aren't untouchable. You aren't invincible. And you need a team. It goes to show that even great talent needs a team. Because that was the separation. That was the difference. Jalen Brunson was great because he still had a great team around him. So and Wemby, we'll see. He just has a lot of maturing to do for his attitude. A lot of that is going to be it's clear he needs coaching. He needs a coach to help him rein in, be more disciplined, be more polished. Know how to handle yourself when you're getting off the court and you lose. Then you sit in the press conference and you swear up and down that the Knicks did nothing and you couldn't give props or credit.
Yeah,
Bye, guys. See you.
we were the more dominant team. Why didn't you win?
Dominant, yeah.
Pussy.
And then what happened? Nothing happened. So shut the fuck up. As far as I'm concerned, that statement is not real.
Bye,
it's not
guys.
valid.
See you never.
What a pussy.
What was that supposed
what
to
a
mean?
bitch move. Who says that?
No, I get it.
He
Like,
really
you
thought-
mad.
you know what, Jess?
Okay,
You know
you're
what,
mad. But I
Jess?
mean, bro, you're also professional.
Jess, you wanna know something? He really thought he ate with that. He really thought. Right, Jess?
Yeah, it's just stupid. But you're young and you have a lot to learn, and you guys showed up.
Now,
You really did.
I want to say something to the people, the doubters, right? To the people who In the beginning of the season, thought the Knicks weren't going to do shit.
guys.
It's you.
You know, in the beginning of the season, thought they weren't going to do shit. In the playoff first round, they thought they weren't going to do shit. Second round, weren't going to do shit. The conference finals weren't going to do shit. Finals, they weren't going to do shit, right? And this Knicks team just kept on proving the doubters wrong. And when the Knicks made it to the finals, when they swept the Cavs, right? The only thing I saw in Instagram comments was, haha, troll, only to lose to the Thunder or Spurs in 4. Oh, haha.
How those words taste.
Jalen Brunson ain't going to do shit against Wemby. Ah, ha, ha. Just to get dicked by the Spurs. Who got dicked? When Jalen Brunson took his fucking...
They got raw dogged.
And fucking put it on the table. When he put his fucking on the table... When he did that to you, how did it feel? Huh? Felt good? I bet. Everybody who doubted this Knicks team, everybody who did not believe, everybody who just couldn't conceptualize them being the better team, which I said they were, which we all thought they were, all right? But Daniel has PTSD, so I'll give him a break. Okay, he's seen a lot of bad shit.
Bad.
A lot of bad shit. So pattern recognition, it's a little bit off right now, right? Optimism, all the way over there, right? So I give Daniel a break for doubting. And this is also his team, so he's thinking about the pessimistic side as well, okay? But let's just say the optimistic side will prevail, and the Knicks prevailed. They're champions. And to all the doubters, go fuck yourself. Pussies, all of you in Instagram comments. What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? Nothing. Pussy.
Nothing but watch us dominate ESPN for like the rest of the summer. Daniel, I also want to say, remember last year when the Knicks lost, and it's on one of these videos. You can go back and look. So Daniel, it looks like the Knicks are on the up. You guys made it to the second round. Next year they may make it to the Eastern Conference. I was like, and then the year after that, they'll do the finals. I was wrong because they did it twice in one. They went to the Eastern Conference and they went to the finals. I was going to give them 2 more years, but they showed everyone up. And you didn't want to believe it. You thought they were like, oh man, I don't think so, Jess. I don't know. And you came up with all these excuses, and I'm like, no. I don't think you see. I don't. And as a casual, but some of the casuals, they saw a lot of hope that PTSD fans can't appreciate at the time. It hurts to have hope and then they get crushed. So people take comfort in thinking, well, I don't know. I don't know. You think we're talking out of our ass. Was I talking out of my ass? No, I wasn't. So thank you, Knicks, for proving me right and wrong at the same time.
Captain Jalen Brunson, born to play basketball.
I mean, look, it's not that I didn't think you were talking out of your ass, Jess. I think there was a lot of question marks going in with this team, right?
Yeah,
was Mike Brown going to be the guy? Was Cat going to be a finals performer? Was Mikal Bridgestrait, was that going to work out? Does this team have the depth? Did they make the right moves? Do they need the superstar? Do they need Giannis? Do they need Curry? Do they need Jimmy Butler? You know what I mean? Like, do they need these guys? And throughout the year, it was a very up and down season. Yeah, they won a lot of games in a row, but then they had some really bad losses. They won the NBA Cup. They were up again for a little bit. Then they had another really bad losing streak, And then they did not end the year good. Like, they lost like 6 out of their last 7 games. So it was a very, very... And then the Atlanta series, where, game 1 was good, and then they blew game 2, and then game 3 was a disaster. And you're down 2, staring down 2-1 against Atlanta, and you're like, here we go again. They're gonna... everyone was proven right. Everyone who was pessimistic was proven right. This team's too inconsistent. This team's not cohesive enough. This team needs another year. Mike Brown's not the guy. All that noise and all that things that transpired, right? That could break teams. But it didn't break this Knicks team. They fought through it. They stuck together. They knew how good they were, and they found a way to get it done, regardless of who was in front of them. It was always going to be a question of, can they meet the expectation? And when your expectation is to win the championship, that's not easy. When you're going into preseason and you have to say, hey guys, we got to win a title if we all want to keep our jobs. It's not easy. People get fired for not going to the final. No, regardless of how good of a team and how good of a coach you are, if you can't get that team to the promised land, you're gone. I hate to bring different sports into it, but look at Sean McDermott. I want to because I was proven right about that. But look at Sean McDermott. You know, he never brought the Bills to a final, to a Super Bowl, and he loses his job. That team has expectations to win a Super Bowl every year, and every year that they don't, that keeps building and building and building. And it's going to keep building, and if they don't do what they need to do, people are going to get fired for it. This Knicks team didn't wait that long. We can't win a final? Tom Thibodeau got to go. We got to get a new voice in here. We got to change it up. Right? They didn't settle for what they had. They knew they had to get better. Bring in a different coach. Restructure the bench. Bring in some more veterans in here. People who know how to score. Bring in a more potent offense. Less defense, more offense. Jordan Clarkson, Landry Shamet, Jose Alvarado. Right? A more dynamic and deeper bench. You bring in a more offensive-minded head coach in Mike Brown. Those are risky things to do. But they paid off because this team knew what needed to be done to change it and to get it better. So it's a completely different team than it was in 2015. That lost to the Pacers in 7. So you weren't wrong with what you said, Jess, but there was also a part of me that was like, I get it. But it's a tough thing to say it's going to happen because of how this team looked.
It was a big ask.
It was a big ask. It was a big ask.
Let me tell you,
did it.
You want to know what else is a big fucking ask? To Wemby, stop being a bitch. That's a big fucking ask. That's a big ass. Fuck Wemby. Dirty player too. I'll say it. Nobody else in this fucking group call wants to say it yet. I'll say it. He's fucking disgusting as a player. We saw the shit you tried to do to OG Anunoby. We saw the shit you did to Jalen Brunson. Just hacking him, fouling him. The whole Spurs team, a bunch of fucking hacks. I mean, like, literally, they cannot guard Brunson unless they're physically, like, trying to beat his ass on the court. They just can't guard him. They can't guard anybody without trying to beat their fucking ass every single time. Wemby is a dirty fucking player. You push down the fucking captain one more time, we're going to take your fucking kneecaps out, bro. You're going to be fucking 5'6" instead of 7'6". Keep fucking talking. And fucking trying to throw a Puerto Rican point guard from fucking Brooklyn over here, Jose Alvarado, on the fucking ground. How fucking dare you, piece of shit? That's why he got that flagrant on you, because you a bitch. Fuck you.
Pride of Crisis King Pride of Crisis King High School.
Pride of Crisis King High School. I'm the pride of France.
That is a mouthful.
I'm the pride of France. You were the pride of a loser. Shut up. You're a dork. How about that? Go cry in the fucking temple with a bunch of monks this summer. Do that performative shit again, and watch you go perform shit on a big stage again. Awful player. I'm being hyperbolic. He's actually a really good player, but you know he went up against he went up against the Knicks, so you know.
Well,
he's got awful character so far.
Yeah, character trash.
Yes.
Terrible.
And he needs to be developed. He really needs to be developed.
Well, while on the topic of hate talking and hate ranting, Jess, I'll let you lead the one on this one because I know you're very passionate about this one. Knicks lost one game in this series, game 3 at home. Maybe because of their play on the court. Maybe because of, Wemby having a great game, 40-point game. Just a bad shooting night overall. But, Jess, what do you think the reason is the Knicks lost game 3?
We all know why they lost game 3. We could be, the truth is, we could have had our parade
On your birthday?
Saturday, or we could have had it today. But you want to know why we didn't have it?
Why?
Because on Monday, when we were supposed to win that game, there was something as grotesque that just had to make their way to, New York City and just kind of just like fuck up just a little bit. Just a little bit of the vibes, you know. Totally turn the fucking original plans of the city upside down because he needed to make an appearance. That certain somebody. I won't even give it the fucking. I won't even give the satisfaction because everyone knows who we're talking about. The
And
one
in case
person who. Huh?
I said, in case you don't, it's fuck Donald Trump, you loser bitch, for ruining
Yeah,
the
that
party.
fucking PDF protector. Anyway, he decided to come to the game. And we can keep it real. If he was doing a half of a respectable job, I honestly don't think people would have been half as annoyed. But right now, you are doing a shit fucking job, and we don't need people who are doing shit fucking jobs to come in and fuck up the flow of people who are doing great at their jobs, like what the Knicks are doing. You are the least hardest working person in that whole arena that night. I guarantee you, out of every single person that showed up at that night, the arena, from the janitors to the fans in the seat, the players, the coaches, everyone. He is the laziest bastard out of all of them. He works the least hard out of all. He is a terrible fucking blot on our society right now. And he did not come to this game because he is a fucking Knicks fan. I don't give a shit how many times you were able to pay for courtside seats for the past 4 decades in New York sports. I don't care, like, if how many times you've been seen at the game. Whatever. Have respect for your team if you love them so fucking much. You know what it was going to take for the city to accommodate the fans for that game. You already knew what the plans were going to be, and you just had to insert yourself. And so the city had to do extra things to accommodate your security bullshit. Like, it's just selfish. It's narcissistic, and everyone saw through that shit. And what I do want to say is, even though he came and fucked up our vibe, it was still a very close game, and the Knicks could have very much won that game, but the vibe was just off for the fans, and it did worse for the fans because I watched people on TV say, like, I expected the crowd to be a bit different. It was on fire, but people had to come there extra early, TSA screening. Became extra difficult for the city just to enjoy this game. You took away the ability for the watch party to happen. Like, you just fucked. It's just selfish. It's just selfish.
It's a bad omen.
And for the idiots out there who tried to fucking compare this to Obama never went to finals games. He did not go to major games. You want to know why? Because he realized, and he has said this before, that would be too much. That would take away. And also because he was doing his fucking job. We are in the middle of a war right now. You didn't even make it to your son's wedding. What the fuck are you doing at a Knicks game? Your ally just got bombed by the people you're bombing. And you are here? You don't have other things to worry about right now? We are literally smack dab in the middle of the war. You can't get the Strait of Hormuz open. You can't get nothing. You suck at your job. You had no business being around greatness. You had no business coming there with people who bust their ass at work. He was the most out of place, and then you fall asleep. You want to know why you fell asleep? Because you an old ass man who's not a diehard Knicks fan. I bet you there's 85-year-old men who fall asleep every day, but they were wide awake all fucking 3 hours of that game. You want to know why? Because they're real fucking fans, and you're just an old croak who needs to be at home at 1600. You could have had your own fucking party. You're getting ready for the UFC event. What the fuck are you doing at the Knicks game?
That's right.
It was just gross. He fucked up the vibe. It was just nasty. And no, because if the Knicks would have won, they would have won on Wednesday, and then we would have already had our celebration. We could have been celebrating days earlier. We could have already had the parade by now. No, this motherfucker and his bullshit. That prick. Anyway, we are so
Well,
great. The Knicks are so great that they didn't have to, we won anyway. We won and they won anyway.
Oh boy.
Thanks,
well,
no thanks to that motherfucker.
well, Jess. In fairness, it was his birthday week. I think
So
he deserved. I think he deserved
you
a
could
week
be
off.
anywhere in the
I'm
world.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That guy sucks. All right,
You
but
know I'm
we got about 5 minutes left till we hit our mark. Anything
So,
else you
all right,
want to say?
when with
before,
this?
dip out?
Well, because I said my piece. You two, what does this mean to you?
I'll start. As a native New Yorker and as a sports fan, when the Knicks are good, the city is just better. Everybody is more passionate, happier, kinder. I know in this city we may have mean faces, but trust and believe, we are pretty sweet people when you get past our rough exterior. Or our, what do you call it? Our resting bitch face, our RBF,
Yes.
you know? But when the Knicks, we're going on a run, I feel like New York City turned into a small town. And they had their high school football team going to state championship. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is solely focused on this one thing happening, and everything else takes a backseat. And it was just beautiful to see the city come together and watching Jalen Brunson cook in clutch time and just watching this team. And I had faith in this team because I genuinely believed they were the best team in the playoffs. The whole starting five, they were the best. And they proved it. Right? And I was proved right. My ego was correct. So, shout out to the Knicks. And also, I know Daniel's a Knicks fan. So, the fact that the Knicks are doing this good, I want the Knicks to do good so my friend's happy. Knicks do bad, friend not happy. Knicks do good, friend very happy. So, when the Knicks do good, my friend is happy. So, I want the Knicks to do good at all times. And they did the ultimate good, bringing home a championship.
Um, it was great to see. Um, favorite part was just seeing how crazy the city was, just seeing it on fire, and you literally do get to feel like everybody definitely was united because there's one basketball team in New York. Yeah, we get it. We have the Nets, but they're not the ones carrying New York. No one grew up being a Nets fan. Spike Lee's not at the front of the Nets. Like it's a Knicks town, and it was amazing to see so many people come together. And the whole week, you felt it. People are going to work on the train in business suits with like Knicks memorabilia, just like still repping their team. Like kids still going to like the Knicks jerseys, the Brunson jerseys everywhere, and random people. Everyone is literally like everyone was talking about it. You go to the store, people are talking about it. Standing in the subway, people are talking about it. Ordering something at a restaurant, people are talking about it. So it really was a lifetime moment, and it's hard to get 8 million people on one page. And the fact that the city was just shut down all over in all five boroughs, it was a beautiful thing. New York deserved it 100%. We needed the uplift. Like Daniel said, we've had some hard years recently with COVID and just a bunch of bullshit just going on, and the affordability. It really is a tough place to be. New York is not for the weak. It's not for the faint. And it's good to see some goodness happen. Everyone was happy. Everyone was on the same page once and for all. It was a beautiful thing. And you're not going to see that and look, Of course, other towns when they win their championships, it's beautiful. You see how Philadelphia shuts down, like they get crazy for the Super Bowl. The Lakers win, it's big. You get these love stories of these champions, these underdogs that come and they win, or like these undefeated teams. All great, but you're never gonna get what the Knicks did anywhere else. That type of shutdown, that type of you don't understand. If you're not from New York City, they had Fifth Avenue, Sixth Avenue, Seventh Avenue, Eighth Avenue, all shut down from like 30th Street to like up to where I work near Central Park. They were putting up the barricades. That's 20 blocks away from MSG. Like they were preparing because the crowds were coming in from Central Park. You're never gonna see what you saw on Saturday. You're not gonna see that anywhere else. Maybe in other countries for a different sport like soccer, of course. But as far as American culture, sports culture right now, you're not gonna get that anywhere else. No other team is gonna deliver that.
I'll end with this. My bagel's Jewish. My mayor Muslim. My Christian Dior. Knicks in 5. Listen, the parade's going to be great. Cannot wait for the parade.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be...
I'm
It's
still
probably...
undecided. I want to go, but I feel like it's going to be so crazy, man. How the fuck we going to get out there? I don't know where to go. Like, where should I get out of the train and stand and then... Because I have work in the afternoon, so I could do it, but...
Well, I'm going. Because I'm stupid. And I'm crazy.
I know you're... No, you're not stupid. You're a fan that should be there.
Did I tell you my plan, Jess? My dumb plan. My very dumb plan.
Didn't you say you were just going to go?
Right? Well, I go to work today. Right? Work 7 to 3:30. The parade starts at 10, right? So I'm coming from a very far away place called Staten Island, right? So we have to be on the ferry at 8 a.m. So here's my plan. I'm going to go to work, 7 to 3:30, come home from work, shower, get dressed, and just fall asleep on a chair for like an hour and a half, and then just go right on the bus at 7 o'clock and get to the ferry. So I'm going to get an hour and a half of sleep between work and the parade. I'm going to be a zombie. This isn't a very smart thing to do because I'm going to go to work on Thursday too, but I'm going to do it. Because if the Knicks suffered for 26 years, I can suffer for a day.
There you go. Amen to that. And
This
that's how
team-
we're going to fucking
This team
end that.
deserves it.
There you go. Well, thank you guys so much for watching.
And the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup. Shout out to them.
He's great. Hurricanes won in 6. Golden Knights.
Congrats. Hurricanes.
And USA won their first World Cup game, 4-1.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Like-
USA.
Play again on Friday.
There you go.
Shout out to Pulisic. What's his name?
Christian
Hey, you got it
Pulisic.
right.
Hey.
She knows a soccer player. Let's go.
Pulisic, you know, the soccer's LeBron.
Proud of you, Jess.
Can you just be happy that we have winning soccer right now?
Oh, we
Just
won one.
celebrate.
We won one game.
Fair enough, fair enough.
We'll
Well,
play again on Friday.
that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been The Get Back, and we'll see you guys on Sunday. Take it easy.